Hey everyone, Dale here, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be comparing the Ford F-150 XL versus STX and which one offers the best value for money. And by the end of this video you will absolutely know where your $38,000 or $41,000 should go. For those of you that are new here, I help car manufacturers decide what specification and options they should put into their vehicles that add value to their vehicles. So if Ford are going to charge you, for example, $3,000 to go from an XL to an STX, are they actually adding anything meaningful, or are they just adding cup holders and heated seats, or are they adding cup holders, heated seats, body colour bumpers, a tonneau cover and a winch? We'll find that out today. Today's video is sponsored by Check Your Spec, my valuation tool for car options, trims and specifications. If you want to know if that black edition or panoramic roof is worth the upgrade, or you're just curious about how your current options could boost your car's resale value, then check out the link below. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. So as you can see here on the left hand side we've got the Ford F-150 XL, the 2025 model, and on the right we've got the STX, again the 2025 model. The difference between the two prices is $3,205. Do you get $3,205 worth of value? Well, we're going to find that out. Here's a little heads up. No, you don't. So anything you see in red with a red line basically means that it's a duplication. So that means that both these vehicles have the exact same spec side by side. And if we scroll down even further, there's a black line, and that basically means that it's an option. So it's not available as standard. You can't buy it with that option as standard. You have to option it on that vehicle. And then there are bits in purple that are the actual prices. And these prices are basically, in a roundabout way, talking 3 years time. If you bought a vehicle today and you sold it in 3 years time, how much is that piece of specification generally worth? So we'll run through and I'll give you some examples of why things aren't priced at all, why some things are priced the way they are, etc. But we'll run through that quickly now. But straight off the bat, if we just highlight some of the differences between the two. So on the left hand side you can obviously see they look like steel wheels. They are in fact alloy wheels, which I think is a mistake from Ford, but basically right here. And then you've got the grille up here, see, with the dark black surround over here, and it's slightly different on the STX, as is the front bumper area on the left here is slightly different to the one on the right. And obviously the main thing and the main difference between these two is the alloy wheel difference, and that's effectively what you're paying $3,205 for. But let's scroll down, see what else these vehicles have in terms of their differences. So you can see they both have auto hold, they both have auto lamp, automatic high beam headlights, forward collision warning. All this stuff is on every single XL and STX as standard. The audio system, both AM FM stereos, both have the 12-inch capacitive touchscreen, so if you wanted to upgrade because you think you're going to get a better screen, you're not. Ford Pass connects 5G LTE, yep, those two are the same. Sync 4, they both get Sync 4. Now the big difference is, as we just showed earlier in the image, are the wheels. So on the XL you get 17-inch cast aluminum beadlock capable wheels, and on the right you get 20-inch dark grey with machined aluminum. Now me and you, we will obviously pay a premium because something looks better than the version before it. In the car world and in the car industry and in the valuation industry, which is what I used to work in, basically we don't add any additional value for alloy wheels. However, when I said that Ford made a mistake, or I think they made a mistake before with the wheels, that's because they've got wheels that look like steel wheels, but they are alloy wheels. Now, if they were steel wheels, they would get a premium going from steel to aluminum or aluminium, or alloy, sorry. So they've actually missed out in terms of value there. And unfortunately, when you take it in to get it part exchanged, or you want to trade in or trade up or whatever you want to do, or just sell it, you're not going to get the difference from going from a steel wheel to an alloy wheel. You can't sell that to a customer. All you're effectively saying is, I've got 17-inch alloys on this one, and I've got 20-inch alloys on this one. And basically from a valuation perspective, we don't even look at alloy wheels if they are made of the same material. So that, as you can see on the right hand side there, gets $0. So it's unfortunate Ford did that, but that's just the way their tooling works, their engineering, their R&D departments, their marketing departments. They wanted aluminum across the board, no matter what the size was. Drivetrain, both 4x2s. And then you can see I've got black lines here. You've got available option. Yeah, they all come with 4x4 as an option, but it's not standard, so you don't get any uplift in the premium. Transmission, both get the same transmission. Engine's an interesting one because the XL is the only one out of these two that gets the 3.5 litre EcoBoost V6, and as you can see in brackets, it says available option. Coming down even further, accessories, I've skipped that bit because that's just dealer accessories. That's stuff you speak to the dealer about if you want something specific for your specific truck, or you work in a certain industry and you need a certain accessory. Appearance, okay, this is where we first start to get the pricing differences. So on the XL, the bumper on the front is black, and on the STX, it is body colored. And that will add a slight premium to the value. So generally, in a roundabout way, give or take, it's going to be around $150 for the bumper and the uplift and how that visually looks to someone. Again, it's the same on the back bumper. I've added $150 worth of value there. Again, this is in 3 years' time. This is not buy today, sell tomorrow. This is what it's generally worth. You've got a bit of wear and tear on there. The bumper's a little bit older. The new vehicle might have come out. There's probably been 5 minor facelifts in between those vehicles coming out, so the value gets diminished over time. So I put 150 in there. Exterior lighting, they generally all get the same stuff, but the STX does get the LED fog lamps, even though weirdly I can't even actually see it on the images, so maybe it's baked into the headlights around somehow, but if you look at the images there is no like underlying bumper fog light in LED. They get a decent premium, so they get $250. As little as they are used, they do make the vehicles look a lot better, and people will pay a premium for them generally. The grille, as I mentioned before when we looked at the image, on the LX it gets a black coast to coast, whatever coast to coast means, and on the STX it gets a black and dark grey coast to coast. Again, it's a visual difference. You can tell if they're side by side. There is a difference between those two vehicles. If you forget the wheels and you look at them both straight on, you can see straight away that there's a difference in the honeycomb grille and also the texture and the color of the two grills. And we add value to things that are different like that. You come down, side mirrors, again the same. There's something on the left hand side here, one that's in chrome, but it's an option again, so we wouldn't touch that. Again, the exterior side mirrors, everything's the same or an option. Power outlets as an option, you get it on the STX. Protection, again, all those are options. Wheels and tires I've already discussed. You do get slightly bigger tires on the STX, and if your work relates to something where you need a bigger all-season tire, then you're probably going to jump into the STX. Windows and glass, you've got on the left hand side there fixed glass with solar tint, and on the right hand side you've got fixed glass with privacy tint and a defroster. Privacy tint straight away is 150 across the board. You probably see on a lot of my other videos I add 150 for privacy glass. It's just something we add. It helps with the longevity of the interior, it helps with privacy, it helps with security, all those things, and it's worth a little bit of an extra premium. And then the rest of the stuff I did look at really quickly, like the interior features. The seats are slightly different, but they are both cloth. Packages, they're all options. Power and handling, it was all the same. Safety, it was all the same. So then you come down and all of those minor differences, you're going to spend $3,000 plus. In 3 years' time, I think that's worth $850. Now, there's one thing I can't value, which is how you want your business to look to a customer. If you are, for example, with the LX, you're probably going to be a fleet customer where you just want the cheapest Ford F-150 you can get, a rental business like Enterprise or someone else, or work in construction, for example, but for a big firm. And in that case, pick the XL. You should definitely do that. However, if you want your business to be perceived in a certain way. If you're do pool cleaning or something else, and you're parking your truck on the side of the street, and you want someone to see that truck and be like, wow, they've got quite a nice truck actually, so they must do a good job because they've clearly got customers who pay them in order to get that truck that they wanted. I can't put a number on that. I would personally, if I worked in the pool industry or something where I'm driving around and people can see my truck, and it's something I want to get across in terms of the perception of what my business is or who I am, I'm going to pick the STX all day long for the money. The payments are probably negligible over 3 years for $3,000. So ultimately, that decision is going to be yours. But again, fleet buyers will know this already. They're just going to get the XL with no options, no nothing. They're just going to give it to their employees, and their employees will be happy with that or not. But it doesn't really matter. If you're buying it for yourself and you own your own business, probably worth upgrading, taking the slight hit on the RV and the depreciation for the options, just have a better overall feel and look of a decent looking truck. But that's it, really quick one this. I'm going to be doing this for all the F-150s, so I'm going to do like Raptor versus Raptor R and Platinum versus King Ranch, so please consider subscribing. Appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.